Today I'm going to talk about boundary setting. Do you know what boundary setting means? Are you familiar with boundaries? All of us understand boundaries by looking at the fences that is around our house. Right? We all have house, we all have doors, we all have windows, we all have that fences that divides your house from your neighbor's house. And that fence is a very good understanding, that gives a very good visual picture about boundaries. Now, you might be having a question, Lata, that uh, we have boundaries between houses, but why do we need boundaries in life? What does boundaries really mean? And today I'm going to talk about what are boundaries and why are boundaries really essential, especially to have better health, more happiness, and better relationships. If you're having problem with relationships, boundaries are something that you really need to have in the right measure. So what are boundaries? Boundaries are limits that we set that helps us differentiate who we are compared to who the other person is. Now, I'll give you an example. If my mother keeps telling me what to do, how much I should eat, what I should wear, and where I should go, that might be appropriate if I was 5 year old, but not appropriate if I am 17, 18, or 25-year old. And when she continues to do that, or if she continues to do that, then she is invading my boundaries. And I am not able to understand what I really want from life. Now, I'll give you another example. Let's use a name, Kiran. Say, Kiran is busy taking care of her little infants at home, and she has put them to sleep. And she doesn't want anybody to ring the bell because her babies might get disturbed. She's even put a note saying that, please don't disturb me. But somebody still comes and rings the bell. And she opens the door and she finds that it's her mom. And her mom means well. Her mom loves her and her mom loves the grandchildren. But when she rings the bell, she says, I brought all of these goodies. I've done this shopping for you and for your children. And this is the gifts I've got for the children. And and Kiran is looking at the gifts and she says it's a whole bunch of chocolates and toys, which actually she does not approve for her children to have. And her mom has brought all of that. And the next 1-2 hours, the mom spends there, and in the process of the noise, the children get up, they are not able to sleep, they get up, and the children are very cranky and tired. And the next 2 hours after the mom leaves, everybody is tired and cranky and irritable, and Kiran is very upset with herself because she's not able to say no to her mother. That she's not able to say no. I need the space for myself, and please don't buy these things, and please don't disturb me. She's not able to say these words to her mother, and she is not able to enforce those boundaries. When we don't have boundaries, healthy boundaries with our close and dear ones, we allow them to intrude into our space. We allow them to affect us physically, emotionally. We allow them to take up our time, and that might create a lot of resentment within us. That intrudes into our space in a way that it affects our lives. So what are boundaries? Boundaries are limits that we place in our lives, in our relationships, and these boundaries can be physical, it can be emotional boundaries. So if emotional boundaries would be, if say somebody is abusing you, say you're having a discussion about politics and this other person gets very animated, and in the process that person believes that what they feel about the political situation is the right view, and they start saying things about you, they start abusing you. That abusing is again a sign that the boundary has been crossed. And when they start abusing you, we have to raise our boundaries and either walk away or say this, you can't speak to me like this, or let's have a discussion without resorting to unhealthy language. If we are not able to lay down our boundaries, they might continue using those boundaries, and that really affects us emotionally. So emotional boundaries need to be in place. Physical boundaries need to be in place. Boundaries of time. Sometimes well caring, loving relatives take up our time without realizing that they are taking up our time. And we are not able to say no to them. We are not able to say that you're taking up my time and I need to do so much other work. So I need to spend my time in other ways. And we are not able to say that because we don't want to offend them or we don't want to hurt them. Now, boundary setting is very, very important because boundary setting means that we are standing up for ourselves. We are standing up for our needs. We are standing up for our opinions. We are standing up for our feelings. If somebody is abusing us, standing up and saying, you cannot abuse me, that is boundary setting. If somebody has a different perspective and they don't agree with what you feel, being able to say, yeah, you have a different perspective, but I am allowed to have my perspective, that is boundary setting. If somebody walks into our house late in the night and rings a bell and they want to spend time with us and say, no, I need to sleep because I have a long day at work tomorrow, that is boundary setting. So boundary setting is very, very important. And that helps us live our lives at our own terms. That helps us value our own needs. That helps us value our feelings. That helps us stand up for ourselves. I hope you're getting a sense of it, and if you're understanding what boundaries are, please put a comment below and share your thoughts about this. And also share where you're struggling to lay down boundaries. Because all of us struggle, many of us struggle laying down boundaries in different ways. Like we might have struggled with laying down boundaries with our close relatives, maybe with our parents, maybe with our spouses, maybe with our children, maybe with our friends, with our boss. And sometimes when we are too caring for others, when we are too empathic for others, our boundaries get invaded upon and intruded very often. We are not able to say no. We are not able to say, no, I don't want your help. Right now I want to be by myself. Or I can't help you right now because I need to help myself. We are not able to say that. And learning how to say that, how to say no to others, and saying yes to ourselves is a very much an important part in having a healthy life and being happy, being content, and having good relationships. So please share your thoughts about boundary setting down in the comments below. And going forward, I will share more ideas about how we can lay down boundaries and more thoughts about why we need to have boundaries in our life. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.